Nangangamba ka ba na biglang magka-free travel abroad nang walang paalam mula sa local court mo?
Sa atin, may masama ba ng DOJ ang nagsilbi bilang competent judicial authority?
Hindi exclusive kay Digong yan.
Bibit-bitin mo siya physically papunta sa plane.
Baka
Alright, yan mga kabatas natin. Ito nakikita nyo ito mga kabatas natin. Gawa ni Kayo yan. No? Kung gusto nyo panoorin po ulit-ulit, tignan nyo lang. Ito yung Interpol kit na sa tingin ko mga kabatas natin, kakailanganin na rin natin. May 3 years pa tayo. May 3 years pa tayo mga kabatas natin para mangamba. Baka bitbitin tayo.
ikaw na ang next lucky winner. Tingnan mo si former President Duterte. Hindi siya ready sa surprise state kidnapping. Sa mundong puro plot twist, hindi mo alam kung kailan ikaw ang bida o kontrabida. Kaya dapat laging handa dahil baka ikaw na ang susunod na contestant sa ICC Got Talent.
ICC Got Talent talaga. ICC Got Kaso. ICC Got Kaso. Sampled kaso. Emblematic case.
Introducing Interpol Kit, ang ultimate emergency bag. Always packed, always ready. Just in case bigla kang isama sa isang government-chartered flight. Remember,
Yes, because we believe in the...
isama sa
Sige.
always packed,
Sige,
always
yun,
ready. Just in case bigla kang isama sa isang government
may kutsilyo mo siya talaga. Pero dala-dala niya yung ano niya. Dala-dala niya yung Interpol kit niya. Kaya good siya.
chartered flight. Remember,
Yes, because we believe in the Interpol.
in Interpol we trust. Ito na ang ultimate survival bag para sa mga unexpected government-sponsored vacations.
Well, free delivery, di ba? Para dun sa kabila.
Interpol Kit. Dahil sa panahon ngayon,
Foreigners. Just following orders. Putik yan. Masakit to ah.
better safe than sorry. Or worse, trending.
Alam mo naman sa atin, magseryoso na tayo. Alam nyo. Yung nangyari kanina, mga kabatas natin, bumabagyo yon ng intellectual dishonesty. Simpleng dishonesty, incompetence, arrogance. Grabe, yung hearing kanina mga kabatas natin. Pero alam nyo, it's also a validation dito sa community natin, sa batas natin. Kasi yung mga pagkakataon na kinontent natin, yung mga pangyayari dito sa ginawa ng ICC dito, Interpol, admin, kay dating Pangulong Duterte, parang na-review na natin lahat, di ba? It's like this is the summary of our batas natin contents in relation to this particular issue. Di ba? Goods, di ba? Parang sok na sok lahat ng mga pinag-usapan natin. Pero maraming kailangang idagdag. Kasi may maraming gustong maglinlang mga kabatas natin. And, mga kabatas natin, hindi ko alam kung sino ang mas dishonest dun sa magkapatid na Remulla. Di ba? Grabe, grabe. Pero, huwag kayong mag-alala. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Let's do this.
Ang ating pamahalaan, can we say that as secretaries and high government officials, you are the alter egos of the president, particularly those in the cabinet? Tama po ba yun?
Well, that's provided for by law. Pero sa tingin ko, mga kabatas natin, ang dahilan dito kung bakit ine-emphasize ni Amy Marcos yung pagiging alter ego nitong cabinet secretaries na ito, dahil itong mga pronouncements, itong mga declarations, itong mga acts, activities ng cabinet members na ito, they bind the president based on the alter ego doctrine. Kaya mga kabatas natin, napakasimple lang. Kung tatanga-tanga yung secretary mo, parang tatanga-tanga na rin yung presidente. Okay? These are positions. These are positions held in confidentiality. Okay? And they are appointed by the President. Because, mga kabatas natin, itong mga ito ay alter ego ng Presidente. Okay, let's go.
That is correct.
Thank you. And as you are all in the executive branch, can we say you are bound by the words and statements of the President?
Of course.
Yes, Madam President, as we are bound to by executive privilege for the President.
Thank you.
Okay, papaliwanag ko sa inyo kung ano ang executive privilege. Ang executive Andali, exercise ko muna yung bunganga ko. Pamasaya ko kanina eh. Ang executive privilege kasi, mga kabats natin, ay ito yung pag-uusap, okay, within the executive branch of the government, kung saan itong mga bagay na pinag-uusapan nila pwedeng maging confidential. Tapos ngayon, pag ito ay confidential, hindi mo pwede itong i-divulge. Okay? Kaya ginaganon nila. Pero pag titignan nyo dito mga kabats natin, they tried to escape questions. They tried to escape questions by invoking executive privilege. Tapos, mga kabatas natin, sub judice rule. It's so weird. It's so crazy. Nakakabaliw, mga kabatas natin. Kanina nung pinanood ko ito, putik ako ng putik. Okay, let's go.
May I recall a clip derived from 18 February 2023. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said the following, and the clip is here.
Boy abunda naman yan, sir. Madam. That's boy abundat.
Oo, hindi, at bak. Papayagan ko sila dito, pero magturista lang sila.
I'm sorry, this seems to be an earlier statement, 2022.
Ang ko sa ICC, the ICC is there pagka walang judiciary na nag-ooperate sa isang bansa. Dahil nagkagera, dahil nasira lahat, everybody, the economy has collapsed, etc., for whatever reason. Diyan papasok ang ICC. We have a functioning judiciary. And that's why I do not see the need for a foreigner to come and do the job for us, to do the job for our judicial system. Our judicial system is perfectly capable of doing that. And it also raises a great many questions about jurisdiction and sovereignty.
Pag nakikita niyo mga kabatas natin, no, these people, the Remulyas and Bongbong Marcos, they were honest. They were honest. They were better in their past lives. In Tagalog, mga kabatas natin, bakit alam nyo naman yan noon? Diba? Iba naman yung kinakatigan nyo. Tama naman yung sinasabi nyo. Because that's perfectly legal. Tamang-tama yung pagkaintindi mo. Si Boying din, tama rin yung pagkaintindi niya. Si John Vic, tama rin yung pagkaintindi niya. Itong mga cabinet secretaries natin na ito, what happened? You contradict yourself? You lie to yourself? Come on. Mga kabatas natin, simple lang ito. Okay? We just need to actually determine what happened. Una, did the law change? Nagbago ba yung batas? Hindi. 'Di ba? Yung mga circumstances nung 2022 na ito, did it change? Yung mga facts of the case, nagbago ba? Hindi. Yung mga players o yung mga taong involved, napalitan ba? Nabago ba? Hindi. Tatlong sirkumstansya na walang nagbago. Pero itong sina Remulla at si Bongbong Marcos, nagbago. Did you lie to yourself? Or are you actually deceiving the people? Niloloko nyo ba yung taong bayan? At ang nakakatawang dahilan dito ni Boying Remulla, mga kabatas natin, people change. Let's go.
What is their jurisdiction to come here into the Philippines and conduct an investigation? Is that not a violation of our rights as a sovereign nation in the community of nations? Those questions need to be answered before they can be allowed any investigation.
See? May nagbago ba? Wala, di ba? Bakit nagbago yung opinion nila? Yung ginawa nila iba na. Hindi na ayon sa tama. Kalaban nyo lang naman dito yung honest na sarili nyo versus yung sinungaling na sarili nyo.
Senator Bongbong, maraming salamat.
Oh my, that went very quickly. Maraming
Salamat. Thank you
Oh,
for...
pinasalamatan ka pa. It's you versus you. If there's someone who will lose here, it's you. And definitely, the Remulyas and Bongbong Marcos here lost. Why? Because of this honesty.
for your time. God bless you.
No. You have misread it. We do not cooperate with the ICC. That is the position of this government.
Bakit hindi siya dahil hindi sila mag-cooperate? Dahil dun sa sinabi niya kay Boy Abunda.
Notice po ng Interpol, we will be obliged to participate. As Secretary Remulla explained before, we have obligations to Interpol, and we have to live up to those obligations.
And therefore, the next
Interpol.
Okay, let me say this for the 100th time. I do not recognize the jurisdiction of ICC in the Philippines. I consider it as a threat to our sovereignty. Therefore, the Philippine government will not.
Ito ICC bulok, add to cart na Interpol bag. Sa tingin ko kayo unang-unang dapat bumili in Sumigi, ICC bulok sinabi mo.
Lift a finger to help any investigation that the ICC conducts. However, as ordinary people, they can come and visit the Philippines. Pero hindi kami tutulong sa kanila. In fact, binabantayan namin sila, making sure that hindi sila that they do not come into contact with any agency of government. And if they are contacting agencies of government, sasabihin yung whatever, policeman, local government, sabihin yung wag niyong sasagutin. Yun ang sagot natin. That we do not recognize your jurisdiction, therefore we will not assist in any way, shape, or form any of the investigations that the ICC is doing here in the Philippines.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
That's it. All right.
Lagi kong sinasabi doon nung nagla-livestream ito. Buti na lang may video. Ang sobrang kadiri. Itong mga Remulyas, may video na nga. Magsisinungaling ka pa rin. Mga kabatas natin, hindi tayo uusad ng bilang isang bansa pag ganyan yung mga namumuno sa atin. They cannot even be honest to themselves. You cannot even be honest to yourself. Imagine, mga kabatas natin, itong mga bagay na nagkaroon na sila ng pronouncements na ganyan, they can lie about it. Alam nila na malaki ang posibilidad na mahuhuli sila dyan. Di ba? Imagine nyo na lang yung mga bagay na nakatago. Sila lang ang may alam. Sikreto nilang ginagawa. Imagine nyo na lang kung gaano katindi ang ginagawa nila closed doors. If they can do this in public. That's why I told you mga kabatas natin, do not downplay the character of the people we vote. Hindi dapat natin dinadownplay yan. That's very important. Yun kasi mga kabatas natin ang magdi-distinguish sa kurakot at hindi. Sa magaling at hindi. Sa maayos at hindi. Sa manluloko at hindi. Sa honest at hindi. Sa may prinsipyo o wala. Those that they do in public says a lot. If they can do that in public, they can do that 100 times, 1,000 more times in private. When no person is watching. Put that in your heads.
Okay. On the 18th of February, the President said, my position has not changed. I have stated it often, even before I took office as President, that there are many questions about ICC's jurisdiction and that we here in the...
Oh, tama yung sinabi ni No Nonsense dito. Brazen disrespect of people's intelligence. That's perfectly it is.
Philippines regard as an intrusion into our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. Does the DFA agree with this statement?
My position has not changed, but that was February 18, 2023. DFA, do you agree? This is only a test. Sinabi na you are bound by the statements of the President. You have to agree. Anong sagot niya?
And do we abide by this position until today? Anyone from the DFA, please?
That's a
Madam
very
Chair, good morning.
Yes, you recognize you, Sec.
that's a very
Thank you.
easy question to answer.
Well, as I speak right now, the Philippines is not a member of the ICC.
Goodness. You can't even answer directly. It's a very simple question. Of course, yes, ang sagot dyan. Kasi nga, you are alter egos of the President. Kapag kinokontra nyo yung Presidente, you don't have business being the alter ego of the President. That's how simple it is. My goodness. These people.
And the DFA defers to the Department of Justice as the implementing agency when it comes to cooperation on ICC matters. Madam Chair.
Yes.
The heck? There's a question? And you read your notes? People. Alam nyo mga kabatas natin, no? Sabihan man lang ako ng ikaw na magaling, ikaw na magaling. Magta-thank you lang ako sa inyo. Pero this cannot be tolerated anymore. You have to put people in their places, especially if they are public servants. Masyado na silang napagbigyan. Ang simple-simpleng tanong, tas magbabasa ka ng notes mo, hindi pa sakto.
So, to the best of your knowledge and in the consideration of the DFA, we are not a member of the ICC.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And the DOJ, having been...
Isipin mo, pinagbibigyan na lang kayo ni Amy dito eh. We are not a member of the ICC yun.
referred to, may I call on Secretary Remulla, please, to clarify this issue.
We are not members of the ICC, ma'am. So, whatever...
Tignan mo kasi nakalagay dito, do you agree dito, di ba? Ang tanong, do you agree here? Ang sagot ng mga public servants nyo, we are not members of the ICC. Ano nakalagay dito? My position has not changed. I have stated it often, even before I took office as a president, that there are many questions about ICC's jurisdiction and what we in the Philippines regard as intrusion in our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. Do you agree? We are not a member of the ICC, ma'am. We are not a member of the ICC, ma'am. Putik yan.
relationship we have with the ICC is on an arm's length basis if we have to talk to them. But we have never spoken to them.
And
We have never...
Very irrelevant answers. Napakasimple ng tanong, do you agree with this statement of the President? My goodness. These people!
Secretary, I didn't hear you. Whatever relationship we have...
It's on an arm's length basis, meaning very transparent if ever. But we have never spoken to them.
Paano ka magkakaroon ng maayos na usapan kung hindi kayo marunong sumagot sa tanong? Di ba? Do you agree with this statement? Kasi nga, it is an intrusion into our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. Yun yung sinabi dito ni President, di ba? So ngayon, nag-agree ba kayo? We are not members of the ICC. We are not a member of the ICC. We are not a member of the ICC. goodness.
Arm's length.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have had contact even at
No, ma'am.
arm's length?
We do not have any contact. What we're saying is we are very transparent.
Nagbo-volunteer ka pa ng information. Hindi ka na nga relevant doon sa tanong. Nagbo-volunteer ka pa ng information. Ngayon, pag tinanong ka sa information na yon, no, ma'am.
About what we do, and we have never had any contact with the ICC.
So you uphold the statement of the President saying that the ICC has no jurisdiction here in the Philippines. Is that correct?
Ma'am, jurisdiction of the ICC is throughout.
Ganito si Boying eh. Kaya hinuhuli yung anak mo sa drugs eh.
Jurisdiction here in the Philippines. Is that correct?
Sorry,
Mama.
sorry, ad hominem yun. I'm just frustrated. We have a Department of Justice Secretary and he answers like this.
Jurisdiction of the ICC is throughout the world. We belong to a
Tignan mo yung
community.
tanong!
Ma'am,
Saying that the ICC has no jurisdiction here in the
Ah,
Philippines.
naniniwala ka ba na walang jurisdiction ng ICC dito sa Pilipinas? Anong sagot niya?
Is that correct?
Ma'am, jurisdiction of the ICC is throughout the world.
World peace. Para naging jurisdiction of the ICC is throughout the world. Wala nga dito sa Pilipinas. Sinabi ni Atty. Claire, paulit-ulit din sinabi ni Bongbong Marcos yun, di ba? Pero bukod tangi ka rin eh, no? Jurisdiction is throughout the world. Saan mo nakuha yan? Saan mo nakuha yan? ICC bulok. Kadiri.
We belong to a community of nations.
Regardless
That-
of
Anong relevance ng pagiging bilong natin sa Community of Nations sa jurisdiction ng ICC, ha? These people talaga, grabe, kadiri. They just try their hard to evade the questions because they know they did something wrong. You cannot even be honest to yourselves, at least to your past selves.
those
tied
who are
together by a legal system called International Humanitarian Law. It is
Sige, invento ka na lang. Nag-uusap tayo tungkol sa ICC. May sarili nga yung ICC, yung Rome Statute. Tapos papasok ka sa International Humanitarian Law. Are you serious? Tignan mo. Kadiri.
of the ICC is throughout the world.
Dinadaan sa confidence. Yung kalokohan niya. Sa ICC ba yung International Humanitarian Law? May Rome Statute sila. Uy.
We belong to a community of nations
regardless
that
of
is
those
tied
who are
together by a legal system called International Humanitarian Law. It is something adopted by more than 150 countries in the world.
Okay? What does that have to do with the ICC? Huh? What does that have to do with the ICC? Pwede ko bang i-click yung leave dito para umalis na siya? May leave dito.
International Humanitarian Law, which became a law in
Sabi ni Big Daddy TV, pero IME allows them to evade the questions. Yun nga rin ang hindi ko gusto dyan eh. Parang sobrang matiisin siya dyan eh.
2009 or 2010. And that law, that domestic law, is what we adhere to in this case.
So what is the relation of that to the ICC? We are talking about jurisdiction of the ICC. Tapos ibang batas yung kukunin mo.
Are you referring to RA 9851?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you indicated the date of 2009, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So therefore, we are not members of the ICC.
We are not members of the ICC since President Duterte withdrew our membership in 2018, effective 2019.
Alam mo yung parang nagre-recite ka, Alam mong wala kang alam, pero bibilisan mo magsalita para kunwari meron. Pero dito may alam siya. Obviously may alam siya. Pero is trying to deceive people into believing na tama siya by being confident. That will not work to people who actually think, Secretary. I've met so many people like that, especially in court. Kunento ko nga sa inyo, di ba? Yung sinabi niya, nag-cite siya. Pwede yan! Nasa rules of court yan! Ang haba-haba nung sinalita niya. In fact, even the rules of court provide this and that, this and that. Tapos ganto-ganto pa, ganto-ganto yan. Hinayaan ko lang siyang magsalita. Tapos sinabi ko sa kanya, can you cite the particular provision in the rules of court where it states that? O apat silang abogado doon. Yung tatlong kasama niya, nag-research. Wala silang nakita. Tapos nung wala silang nakita, gusto niya nang mag-move on. Ibang topic na siya, change topic. Mag-change topic siya, sinabi ko, wait, you didn't still tell us the citation. Goodness. Dinadaan sa confidence. Wala naman laman yung mga pinagsasabi. Ni hindi nga kayo responsive sa mga questions.
Okay. That being the position of the DILG, I assume that Secretary Remulla in the DILG also maintains the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Ito rin eh. Itong si John Vic Remulla dito, nire-rescue ng kapatid niya eh. Nag-aabogado yung kapatid niya sa kanya. Wala din.
I defer to the wisdom of the Department of Justice.
And the
Of
PN...
my brother. I always wanted a brother just like you.
General Marbil, please.
Nasobrahan sa talino si Remulla? I don't think so.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you. If that is therefore an unqualified yes, and you are in agreement with the President that the ICC has no jurisdiction whatsoever, what was the DOJ referring to as the ICC's jurisdiction in the Philippines being different from us being a member? What is the distinction, please?
Ma'am,
Very good question. Oh.
the ICC tries people for individual crimes, not states. So,
Nakita niyo yung absurdity na itong sagot niya. Alam mo naman na yung state, infallible, no? Alam mo naman na yung state, bawat state, perfect yan, ano? Sino ang papatay, yung Republic of the Philippines? Are you serious? Gagawa ng crime. Sino Come on, tell me please. Tell me. Secretary. Dito sa reasoning mo na ito. Sino si government of the Republic of the Philippines as an entity? Paano mo itatry yung Republic of the Philippines as an entity na gumagawa ng krimen? Let's take murder. Goodness. Such absurdity. Nakalagay pa nga sa batas natin, and you know this, you are a lawyer, this intellectual dishonesty yung ginagawa niya. Our government is not even bound by the mistakes of its agent. So kahit pumatay presidente dyan, dahil infallible yung gobyerno natin, it is deemed as perfect. Ang makakasuhan yung presidente, kaya katulad nung nangyari ngayon. Kung mayor yan, ang makakasuhan yung mayor, kahit nakaupo siyang mayor o ginagawa niya yun bilang isang mayor. Except of course, may exceptions dyan, kung nag-enter siya into contract, di ba? Bumaba siya doon. Pero, hindi gumagawa ng krimen yung Republic of the Philippines. If you will try the Republic of the Philippines as a criminal, sino ikukulong mo? Paano mo ikukulong yung Republic of the Philippines? Sige nga! I-try natin yung Republic of the Philippines for murder. Principal, yung Republic of the Philippines for murder. Guilty siya! Guilty yung Republic of the Philippines. Ikulong yan sa dahig. Paano mo aarestuhin yung Republic of the Philippines? Secretary Rimulya, Department of Justice Secretary ka. Sige nga. Sige nga, how will you try the Republic of the Philippines for murder? Guilty ang Pilipinas, kulong ang Pilipinas, 200 years. We're talking about a criminal case here, ha? And he is the Department of Justice Secretary. O City of Baguio is guilty of the crime of murder. Paano ka kaya nagka-idea ng ganun? O para makapalusot ka lang? Lalagyan ng bar sa dagat.
ICC's jurisdiction in the Philippines being different from us being a member. What is the distinction, please?
Ma'am, the ICC tries people for individual crimes, not states. So the Philippines, as a state, cannot be called upon by the ICC to do something for them.
Ano? Gibberish. Hindi pwedeng tawagin yung ICC yung Pilipinas, tawagan ng ICC yung Pilipinas para gawin yung isang bagay sa kanila. Kasi nagtatry sila ng individuals. Wala pa akong nakitang state na nag-commit ng crime. Si Republic of the Philippines.
But when the ICC is running after individuals,
Tignan nyo, napaka-gibberish. He's not making any sense. Tignan nyo. Oh, yung umpisa niya, di ba, na sentence? Hindi man lang konektado sa second sentence niya.
ma'am, the ICC tries people for individual crimes, not states.
Of course. You cannot try states for crimes. Oh.
So the Philippines, as a state, cannot be called upon by the ICC to do something for them.
Hindi rin related. Itatagalog ko yung sinabi niya, ha? Sabi niya, ang ICC, ang kinakasuhan dyan, yung mga tao, hindi mga estado. Kaya yung ICC, hindi niya pwedeng utusan yung Pilipinas para gumawa ng isang bagay para sa kanila. What are you saying?
But when the ICC is running after individuals,
Oh, pero pag yung ICC may hinahabol na tao
who are Filipino citizens,
na
then
Pilipino,
obligation becomes another kind of obligation.
yung obligasyon na yon ay naging ibang klaseng obligasyon. Ano sabi niya? Ano yun? That obligation becomes a different kind of obligation. Sabi niya unang-una, yung ICC, ang kinakasuhan niyan, mga tao, hindi estado, sabi niya. Tapos, yung ICC, hindi niya pwedeng utusan yung Pilipinas para gawin ang isang bagay na gusto nilang ipagawa. Pangatlo, kapag may obligasyon, ibang klaseng obligasyon na yon. Am I missing out something here? Ako lang ba yung nahihirapan doon o kayo din? This is so frustrating, mga kabatas natin. We have the Secretary of Justice, ladies and gentlemen. Tama. Mind blown din ako. Mind blown din ako. Not even making sense. You're just very confident. But you're nonsensical.
So that therefore, the Senate ratification of the ICC at the time that it was ratified is of no weight. Regardless, you will fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC under national.
Yes, madam.
That is your belief, DOJ.
Yes, madam. When there are individuals being
Alam mo, hindi niya talaga alam yung sa tingin ko, hindi niya rin maintindihan yung sarili niya eh. Parang iniisip niya, ano bang sinabi ko? Hindi, basta manggulo lang ako. I just have to make sense of the last one. Ano bang sinabi ko? Individuals. Yun lang naman ang may sense doon eh. Kasi yung ICC naman talaga, individuals yung trinatry niya eh. Kaya doon siya magte-take off. Oh. Nagsasalita pa yung isa, magsasalita na siya. Oh.
There are individuals being asked by the ICC to explain. It is another matter.
Ano ibig sabihin na there are individuals asked by ICC to explain? Sino yung individuals na yun? Ano yun? Sila yung nagkaso, yung kinasuhan. Ganyang kalabo mga kabatas natin, itong mga taong ito. Sinong individuals na yun? You cannot even make sense of what he's saying.
Yes, madam. When there are individuals being asked by the ICC to explain, it is another matter. As a state is different from an individual. We all know that we have to.
Of course, a state is different from an individual. Yun lang naman nagme-make ng konting sense eh. Kaya inuulit-ulit mo eh. Pero an individual is being asked to explain by the ICC. So? Well, come on. Itagalog ko ha. Kung may isang tao na pinagpapaliwanag ng ICC, well, saan galing yun? That came out of nowhere, ha? Tapos, ang isang individual ay iba sa state. Yeah. Pero, what are you trying to say here? What are you trying to say here? I think you're talking in English, but I cannot understand you. Pero he's so confident. Oh my goodness, I have to give him that. He's very confident. But if you listen to him, you cannot understand a single thing he's saying.
Being charged by the ICC, we'll have to the individuals being charged by the ICC, will have to face the ICC.
The individual being charged by the ICC will have to face the ICC. Well, parang natural din yun. Siyempre, di ba? I-charge mo doon Kailangan mong harapin. Garbage yung mga sinasabi niya sa Office 3. Wala akong maintindihan. Kanina nga parang, come on, tell me something. Iko-content ko to mamaya. Tapos wala akong maintindihan.
I'm perplexed. The DFA made
Everyone's perplexed. Don't worry. I mean, Marcos, everyone's perplexed.
Clear that as we withdrew, we are no longer a state party to the treaty, and now you're saying that we can nevertheless fall under the ICC, under the generic rubric of international humanitarian law. So it doesn't matter whether you sign or do not sign.
Yes, ma'am.
Ratify.
It doesn't matter, ma'am.
It doesn't matter. No difference.
It does matter. It does matter. Nandiyan dyan, nakaiwan pa dito, You're forgetting again the premise. Yeah, what we in the Philippines regard as an intrusion into our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. You're dishonest. That's what it is.
Does not make any difference anymore.
Are you certain?
Dinadaan lang talaga sa confidence. Pero, your past self disagrees with you.
I'm certain.
Okay, Attorney
I'm
Saret, please,
certain.
from DFA.
Oh my goodness. Dinadaan. Tama pa ba yung wiring ng brain? Ewan ko lang ha. Sorry.
Matter whether you sign or do not sign. Whether
Yes,
you
ma'am.
ratify
It
or
doesn't
do not
matter, ma'am.
ratify.
It doesn't
makes
matter.
no difference.
Does not make any difference anymore.
Are you certain?
I'm certain.
Okay, Attorney.
Tinatawanan ka na lang kasi you have confidence. But you cannot even explain yourself to yourself. Why are you like that?
Saret, please, from DFA. Is that the position of the DFA?
We stand by.
Madam Chair, I concur with my USEC, the current acting SFA, that as far as we are concerned, we're no longer members of the ICC. Ma'am.
Oh, di ba? Hindi na naman responsive. Tinatanong ka kung nag-agree ka kay Boying. We are no longer members of the ICC.
And as non-members, can we possibly fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC under the rubric of international humanitarian law? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I think, because we, under the...
What's the use of signing or ratifying a treaty if it bears no weight?
Yes, ma'am. I defer, ma'am, to Secretary Remulla.
Siya na lang kayo, baka mag-away-away kami dito. Siya na lang magsinungaling para sa amin. My goodness.
This one, ma'am.
I think it's your purview, your DFA.
Yes, ma'am. But yes, ma'am, technically...
And you're a lawyer. Of course you have your own opinion.
No longer a member of the ICC, but we might be obligated under residual jurisdiction, as what the Supreme Court in one case already mentioned,
Yeah,
that we still have
okay.
residual jurisdiction. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes,
Madam Chair, if I may.
I'm a little bit perplexed given that
Oh, everyone's perplexed. Their answers are absurd. Halatang niloloko lang tayo.
you are part of the executive. The president has said, as he said for the 100th time, that we are not under the ICC. Why is the SOJ now saying that we are nevertheless, somehow, in some miraculous way, under the rubric of the international humanitarian law, still under its jurisdiction?
Ikaw din nga, sinabi mo rin noon nawala na yung jurisdiction yung ICC sa atin Kasi nung umalis tayo, tingnan nyo dito mga basahan kung saan nag-conflict ha. Papaliwanag ko sa inyo. Let's go to the details. Sinabi nung abogado sa DFA kanina, sabi niya, residual jurisdiction. Is residual jurisdiction the same as jurisdiction because of the international humanitarian law? Of course not. Talo na si Boying dun. Because if you speak of residual jurisdiction, ibig sabihin, yung jurisdiction na yon ay na-acquire lang nila dahil sumali tayo at eventually umalis tayo. That is not jurisdiction that they exercised because of international humanitarian law. Pag itadissect mo kasi, pag pag-iisipan mo ng mabuti, walang kwenta talaga yung mga sinasabi ni Boying dyan. Pati yun, ayaw niyang mag-agree. Sinabi niya yung residual jurisdiction, hindi yung residual jurisdiction. Oh, bakit residual jurisdiction yon? Meron pa rin naman tayong international humanitarian law. Hindi na, residual yon. Actual and existing jurisdiction. Because we did not repeal the international humanitarian law. Sunog si Boying. Oh,
Your Honor, it is not the Philippines that is under the jurisdiction. It is the individuals who are charged by the ICC, which is under the
Boying! Pag pumapasok ka sa isang treaty, yung mga individuals ba ang pumapasok sa treaty? O yung mga bansa? Boying! Ang isang treaty ba ay usapan ng mga bansa o usapan ng mga individual? Boying naman eh. Come on! Huwag mo kaming lokohin, sir, madam. O baka sabihin nila, ba't mo binoboying? O sec boying. Pero boying for short. O. Boying naman. Don't give me that shit. It will not work.
the Philippines that is under the jurisdiction. It is the individuals who are charged by the ICC, which is under the jurisdiction. There is a distinction, ma'am.
Of course not. Your distinction is wrong. Treaties are between states, not between individuals. Tapos nakangiti pa siya, akala mo nakajakpat. Eh bakit yung state ang sumasali doon? Kasi ang nagbibigay ng jurisdiction yung state. Pag pumipirma siya ng treaty, boying naman eh. Paano magkakaroon ng jurisdiction over the individuals kung hindi bibigyan ng state? Hindi naman pwedeng pumirma yung individual. Kailangan recognize ka bilang state bago ka pumasok sa isang treaty eh. Ano ka, pipirma ka doon bilang Digong Duterte? Sa agreement among states. Ano ka, sarili mong tao ka, state ka. Pag-usapan mo na lang yung principles doon sa international law, wala nang kwenta yung pinagsasabi mo eh.
Please explain.
As non-members of the ICC, and as a state,
No. Sige.
Please explain.
as non-members of the ICC, and as a state, the ICC has no jurisdiction over us as a country.
As a country daw. Oh.
But over the individuals who may have committed crimes that violate international humanitarian law. That is a universal value being held by the whole world today. That
Gumagawa ng sariling ano ito. International law. Universal law. My goodness. Paano mangyayari yun? So, ibig mong sabihin, kahit hindi pumirma yung estado, doon, sa treaty, yung ICC may jurisdiction. Hindi sa bansa, pero sa individual. Paano mangyayari yun? International law ang usapan. This is an agreement between the states.
that people cannot cross borders and hide behind boundaries so that they can run away from the law. International humanitarian law is something adopted. The principles are adopted by more than 150 countries throughout the world, Your Honor.
Di ba? Bumalik na naman. You're such... You don't make any sense at all. ICC yung usapan, tapos pumunta na naman dyan sa international humanitarian law.
Are you of the position, therefore, that international humanitarian law, as you said, is customary law? Is that the consideration?
It is already customary law now. As we speak, it has become customary law throughout the world.
You cannot say that. You cannot speak in behalf of the world. Who gave you Who gave you the authority to speak in behalf of the world? Department of Justice Secretary ka lang ng Pilipinas. Nag-iimbento ka lang.
Are you aware that procedural and admin matters do not form part of customary law? Surely, the Secretary is well aware that procedural and administrative matters will still have to comply with the laws of the land.
Of course, Madam, it goes
Puro confidence eh. Of course.
without saying.
It goes without saying, puro confidence. Wala kang ang sinasabing matino.
Okay, thank you. Senator Jinggoy, I think you wanted to interject at this juncture. We recognize the Senator.
Yes, Madam Chair, thank you very much. The DFA, the DOJ, the DILG, and the PNP has already admitted that we are not members of the Philippines is not a member of the ICC. Therefore, why did we surrender a Filipino citizen before the ICC? Anyone can answer, Madam Chair.
We surrendered an individual to the ICC who was a subject of a warrant of arrest. That's what we did.
I did not hear you again.
Mr. Senator, we surrendered an individual to the ICC. We did not surrender as a country, but he was surrendered due to...
Paano ka mga iso-surrender yung country sa ICC? Ano kakasuhan nung ICC yung country natin ng murder? O tas iso-surrender natin yung sino si Republic of the Philippines? O isurrender natin kasi nag-commit ng violation ng International Humanitarian Law. Crimes against humanity. Nag-commit yung Philippines. I-surrender natin yung Pilipinas. That's so absurd! Ikukulong sa Hague yung Pilipinas. Sa The Hague. Akala mo kasi, ewan ko kung sino binobobo nila dito.
of arrest issued by the ICC through the Interpol.
Warrant
of arrest issued by the ICC surrender as a country, but he was surrendered due to a warrant of arrest issued by the ICC through the Interpol.
So, well, if you're arguing like that, mag-i-issue sila ng warrant of arrest sa Pilipinas. So absurd.
Senator Jinggoy, any follow-up questions, please?
Sobrang confident no? Nakakadiri.
Thank you. If that's the case, while we've attempted to retrieve Senator Jinggoy, let me just pursue the question of the international humanitarian law being customary law. Since procedural and administrative matters do not fall under customary law, ICC processes, therefore, are not part and parcel.
Yes, the correct answer is yes. Nag-yes ka na kanina. Huwag mo na namang i-contradict yung sarili mo.
Madam Chair, the distinction of the ICC.
Sabi ko sa iyo. Grabe din, no? The dishonesty here is over 900,000. It's a very simple question. You answered it already. Kanina.
Madam Chair, the distinction of the ICC process of issuing a warrant of arrest is something accepted through a treaty, the International Police Organization.
You have just contradicted yourself, sir. You said it was customary, and now you're saying it's by treaty.
Oh my goodness! Alam nyo, na-frustrate lang ako kasi Department of Justice Secretary yan. Even you can't understand yourself, ha? Why, ha? Sige. Okay, contradict mo tayo yung sarili mo.
We can be very
Humanitarian
technical
law-
about it, ma'am.
Sorry.
But we can be very technical about it if you wish to be. But the fact is, it is our accession to the Interpol which made all of this.
Sabi niya, wag na tayong maging technical. Kino-contradict mo yung sarili mo. That's not even technical. That's not even technical! That's basic, boy! Ying. Nabisto ka lang, puro confidence.
Is possible.
We will go to the Interpol later. Let us discuss the ICC at this juncture. So, while I will go with you for the sake of argument that the IHL, or International Humanitarian Law, has now become accepted as part of international customary law, I am unable to accept that ICC processes and administrative procedures as well are now part of customary law. I don't think so.
The processes are not part of customary law. We have our
Ayawan tayo. Magaling na naman siya. Tingnan natin, naalimpungatan yata kanina. Baka ngayon, magaling na siya.
Of customary law. I don't think so.
The processes are not part of customary law. We have our own administrative processes. If you ask me about this, Madam, we can say that the IHL is the domestic law that we followed in recognizing the warrant for arrest.
Kasi sabi lang kanina na wag natin pag-usapan ng IHL, doon muna tayo sa ICC. Tapos, pumunta na. Lahat ng statements yan, napansin nyo ba mula kanina, nag-e-end sa IHL. International Humanitarian Law. Pero, masusunog din sila sa International Humanitarian Law mamaya. Absurd. Kasi sabi lang nung ni Amy, let's not talk about international humanitarian law. Let's talk about that later. Let's not talk about Interpol. Puro IHL, puro IHL. Let's not talk about Interpol. ICC muna, ICC muna. Puro IHL ang default niya.
Against Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Which domestic law and process did
Republic Act 9851, Your Honor.
as mentioned previously?
Yes, as mentioned previously, and within the provisions, allows us two options, either extradition
Sunog ka na naman dyan.
or surrender. We chose the executive mode, which is surrender.
We will go to that later, but
Go to that later nga kasi kanina pa siya sabi na ICC muna tayo, wag muna Interpol, wag muna IHL. ICC muna tayo. Ikaw puro ICC ka na, puro International Humanitarian Law ka ng International Humanitarian Law. Nakakaintindi ka pa talaga o hindi? Try mo kaya. Try to argue in good faith. Wag puro yabang, wag puro confidence.
at this juncture, therefore, I get an acceptance from the Secretary that, in fact, the processes that should have prevailed should have been those stipulated under RA 9851 or our own local law.
We follow the process, ma'am.
Thank you. So that's correct. On the same day, if I may proceed, the President also said, I do not see what its jurisdiction is, referring once again to the ICC. Can we bring back the video? I think there is a statement.
Okay, mga Batasnatin. Isang oras na. Ang dami natin dito. I hate to do this to you, but we have to go to the other channel. Okay? We have to go to the other channel. Sundan nyo na lang po yung link dyan. Mauna na kayo. Lilipat na rin ako. Idadrop ho ng ating mga mods yung link. See you there. Kasi mahaba ang inuman nito ngayong gabi, mga kabatas natin. Okay? Isang oras na pala, hindi ko na malaya. Anyway, let's go to the other channel, mga kabatas natin. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Pakiclick na lang po yung link. Doon ho tayo mag-abang. Ito po yan. Yan. Maraming salamat sa inyo. At syempre, tulad ng lagi kong sinasabi, matulog po tayo ng mahimbing dahil alam natin na natutulog ng mahimbing, siya yung laging panalo. Paalam po, pansamantala.